We are back with the Arizona Cardinals franchise, everybody, here on Madden 24. The Cardinals go 0-17 in year one, and we are off to season number 2. How about a little off-season recap? The Cowboys and the Chiefs meet in the Super Bowl, and Dallas comes away victorious. A team we met earlier last year. Hopefully in due time we can build a Super Bowl contender as well. Here's a quick look at some retirements. A few big ones: Harrison Smith, Trent Williams, and head coach Pete Carroll. They all call it a career. And speaking of head coaches, there's a new one in the desert. The Cardinals hired Kevin Stefanski to be their new head coach. Jonathan Gannon, he went 0-17 in his first year. Yes, it wasn't all on him, but he had our team playing uninspired football, especially the second half of the season. And we all know we needed a change after last year. Before we head to the open market and free agency, let's take care of in-house moves. The only moves I really made in terms of retaining players already here: Greg Dortch is someone who plays that special teams kick returner role very well, so I went ahead and brought him back on a deal. And with an already weak defense, we have the ability to pick up linebacker Zaven Collins, 5th-year option. We will do that, and he is coming back as well. With those moves made, we head to the open market free agency, and our main goal, is to bring reliable veterans in that can help bridge the talent gap. The overall team in season 1 was not very good, so finding talent in all areas that need help is the way that we're gonna go, and then we will address in the draft as well. How about starting with a wide receiver opposite of Hollywood Brown? Odell Beckham Jr., someone who has a lot of interest in Arizona due to the market. We have interest back. We extend an offer to him. Next up, trying to address the starting linebackers: Anthony Walker and Sion Takitaki, 2 free agents who are former Cleveland Browns who played under Kevin Stefanski. It just makes sense. 2 solid veterans we could just bring in. That's a position of weakness. We extend offers to them. Sticking on the defense, I was looking for a starting caliber cornerback to help out the back end. Last year, Budda Baker and Marco Wilson, I'd probably say, were the most consistent, but they need some help. We have some young players at that position as well, like Keitrell Clark, Garrett Williams, someone like Marcus Peters, a player who is definitely out of his prime, but I think he still has enough to offer this team at this moment this year. We go ahead and offer him a deal. We're going to go back to the offense. Next up, offensive line, a big weakness last year. Couldn't really drop back consistently without pressure in our face. Center Connor McGovern, another veteran to help bridge that talent gap. He's offered a contract. And lastly, in free agency, the last guy I'm looking at is Irv Smith Jr. I want a younger athletic tight end on the roster to hopefully take over for Zach Ertz. Irv Smith checks that box. He's become kind of a journeyman in the league the last few years, switching teams, but hopefully he can carve himself a place here in Arizona. Going ahead to the next stage. In free agency, all the players we targeted have accepted, and that is a great start to getting this team on track, adding some veteran talent in free agency. I would head back into free agency after the draft to fill some holes we have left, but overall, very happy with those moves. And with free agency done, we head into the draft. The Arizona Cardinals 0-17. We have the first pick, and this was a fairly easy choice to make. Our pass rush was close to non-existent last year, and with rebuilding this defense, I want to start up front in the trenches, and let's go get ourselves a game-changing game wrecker with the first pick we select defensive end Emmett Alston out of Auburn, a 6'3", 270-pounder, long arms. He was viewed as the for sure top pick, and that is indeed where he goes. Later in the first round, still on night number 1, we also have the 25th pick of the night. How about we add another explosive playmaker on the offensive side? We got OBJ in free agency, and we are gonna draft Antoine Dawson, wide receiver out of LSU, to help Kyler Murray, who's coming back this year. 6'3", 225, big body, big frame. Another great addition to Hollywood Brown and OBJ. 2 picks in the first round. I'd say we knocked them both out of the park. I decided to trade our second round pick 1 draft pick to the Vikings for some future 2025 picks. And let's go ahead and jump to the draft recap. As you saw, Emmett Alston, number 1 overall. Antoine Dawson, our second pick of round 1. Landry Hodges was picked up. A defensive tackle from Cal, Isaiah Weber, linebacker from LSU, teammates with Dawson. And then we drafted another young cornerback into the fold, Jerome Shepard from Utah State, someone who I envisioned starting at nickel, playing the slot a lot. We went and got him. And then one of my favorite sleeper picks of this draft class, someone who I think might become a fan favorite, running back Josh Boyd. A small speedster type of running back, someone like Darren Sproles. Only 5'10", but he has a lot of speed, a lot of quickness, and he also has a lot of experience returning punts and kicks in college. He is someone I look forward to incorporating into the offense. After the draft, I still went out and got some players to fill out the roster. I wanted another running back with James Conner getting older. We drafted Josh Boyd as a gadget player, but Antonio Gibson is still on the market. He's had some fumbling issues during his time in Washington, but I think he adds some nice value, so we get him on a cheap deal. And we also add another edge rusher. Yannick Ngakoue gets the call. Now let me do a full roster breakdown from the top. Kyler Murray returns. We've been knowing that. The backup this year, we got Tyler Snoop Huntley, someone I think we can plug and play if Kyler Murray gets hurt. He's a great backup and a great spot starter if need be. At running back, we have Antonio Gibson, James Conner, Josh Boyd. The receiving core, Marquise Brown, Rondell Moore, OBJ, the big free agent signing, Antoine Dawson, Greg Dortch, Michael Wilson, and Phillip Whitaker. Big step up from last year. We traded away Zach Pascal for a draft pick. He's going back to Indianapolis. We got a little younger at tight end, Irv Smith. He'll be starting. Zach Ertz is still here. McBride, the offensive line. DJ Humphries at left tackle. John Gaines, Connor McGovern. We got him in free agency. Will Hernandez. And then the second year man, Paris Johnson. Going to the defense. Yannick Ngakoue, Emmett Alston, the defensive ends at defensive tackle. Sheldon Rankins, a free agent pickup. Maurice Hurst and Landry Hodges at linebacker. Zaven Collins, Taki, Anthony Walker, and Kaiser White, with Isaiah Weber, the rookie. We also still have BJ Ojulari, another LSU guy. And now the defensive backs. Marcus Peters, the veteran, picked him up. Marco Wilson on the other side. Garrett Williams, Jerome Shepard, and Keitrell Clark. At safety, we have Jalen Thompson in the back. Buda Baker, one of the studs. Rodney McLeod and Jeremy Reeves, some good safety depth for special teams. And at kicker, this year we have Will Lutz and Drew Chrisman as your punter. You got the full roster breakdown from the top. A team I think can definitely make the playoffs. No 0-17 with this one. Let's take a look at our schedule for this upcoming season, opening at home with the Buffalo Bills coming to town. Then we got the Dolphins, Bears, Lions, Giants. Gotta get payback from last year. The Rams, they owned us. Down the stretch, 49ers at Jets, Seahawks, and then we're ending at home against Green Bay. And that leads us into week 1. As I said, we're taking on the Buffalo Bills, and that will be taking place in the next episode. Excited to get another season underway in the Arizona Cardinals franchise here on Madden 24. The Buffalo Bills, a team that has been trying to get into that next step of the playoffs the last couple years, haven't been able to get over the Chiefs, but they're still a very talented team led by Josh Allen, the gunslinger quarterback, James Cook, Nyheim Hines, of course, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox. Man, they got some good tight ends. And then on defense, they have the safeties, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, and Tre'Davious White still there. Let's see if we can start off with a win. We need that after last year. With a much improved roster, we will see what will take place. Take care, everybody. And until my next video, I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace out, everybody.